Ed, playing on the screen now are some of your beautifully edited videos with photos taken from last year's banquet, the picnic, the Christmas party, and the exhibition. We're also thankful that you've created these and allowed us to use them for the stream. Can you tell me what inspired you to start making these videos?
Well, when I was a teenager, I got a camera and took pictures, and then I said, well, I'm going to learn how to develop these pictures. So I got a dark room and did it down my basement and made the pictures up. So I really enjoyed doing this. So then I purchased a Kodak slide projector and a big screen and showed them, you know. And then the digital world came around. Wow, this is great. I don't need all this stuff. So I bought this pro show producer and learned how to capture my videos and pictures and music and put them all together in a slideshow that I could share with people. And I bought a DVD maker to make up DVDs, and then I learned how to make MP4s and show them on YouTube. So this is wonderful. I'm able to share my experiences, my places that I visited, and people and everything with everybody. It's a passion that I have, you know. It's a passion to take pictures and share them.
Do you have any tips for people who might want to make videos like these of their own gatherings with friends and family?
Sure. Well, there's a lot of programs you can try out, and I use Pro Show Producer, but now it's being replaced by Photo PHOTOPIA.nl. You can try that for free, or other slideshow programs.
Ed, which of these videos did you enjoy making the most?
I enjoy doing two of them the most. And one is the Wood Church Gallery, because I could see the faces of the people, how proud they were of the pictures that they made, and actually show the pictures too of their inspirational photos. And the Christmas party was another special event. Everybody at this time has a glow in their faces, being especially happy and joyful. Everybody was appreciative of everybody else and wanted to share their joy with others. So capturing this was special.
That's great, Ed. Well, thank you again for helping us out. You do these great videos, these great slideshows of our events, and I hope you keep it up. And these highlights are absolutely the highlight of our stream tonight. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your visit. Bye now.
I have on the line Paul Wilcox, and his image Coins has won the Novice Club Events contest. Welcome, Paul. Can you tell us about your image?
Thanks, John. I learned a lot from Christine's presentation on macro photography, and I realized I had a way to try this out without spending a ton of money. I ended up buying a reversing ring for my Canon camera body and used that. And the image of the coins you see, I dumped a bunch of coins on my table and was hoping they would land in a place that was pleasing. That was not the case. It took quite a while to kind of arrange them in the arrangement that you see in that final photo. I wanted to make sure you could see all the words on the edges of the rings. And it was a really good learning experience, and I appreciate doing this project.
Thank you so much, Paul. And you want a free membership for next year. We look forward to seeing what you come up with next time.
Me too. Thanks a lot.
We have Michelle Barkdoll on the line, and she won the Unlimited Club Events contest and won a free membership next year. Michelle, can you tell us about your photo called "Is My Camo Working?"
That actually was taken at Bombay Hook during our January overnight field trip. We were going down the drive and we spotted deer. I stopped quick, grabbed my camera and got out, ran to the back of the truck, saw him, took one shot, and he took off. So that was the only photo of the deer I got.
That's a great photo. Congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome Mike Thomas to the stream to discuss points, promotions, ribbons, and certificates.
During contests, if a club member has all three of their entries win, they are awarded a prestigious red, white, and blue ribbon. This year, we had the following members receive tricolor ribbons: Terry Jackson, Richard Stolarski, Ron Piper, J.C. Williams, Paul Wilcox, and Janet Payton. During contests, when club members earn a ribbon, they are awarded points. Once Novice club members have accumulated 50 points in monochrome, color, or digital, they are promoted to Unlimited in that category. The following club members were promoted this year: Marilou Burleson, Jackie Colstock, David Joyner, Cheryl Kerr, Ed Nanke, Richard Stolarski, Susan Weber, Louis Sapienza, and J.C. Wade. Once a club member is promoted in one of the three categories, they continue to earn points when they earn ribbons. When they accumulate enough points, they earn bronze, silver, gold, platinum certificate. The ultimate is the master certificate. Certificates were earned by the following members: David Joyner, John Milliker Jr., Ron Piper, and Louis Sapienza. Ron Piper has earned a master certificate in monochrome print, and I earned a master certificate in color print.
Thank you, Mike. I'm now proud to turn over the stream to Louis Sapienza, our contest coordinator for the year, to discuss our final results.
Results for the Novice monochrome prints is as follows. Honorable mention to Richard Stolarski for Rainy Street. Honorable mention to Jackie Colstock for Profile in Solitude. Honorable mention to Louis Sapienza for It's Raining. Fourth place to Rich Stolarski for Curved Grid. Third place to Rich Stolarski for Bridge over Silusau River. Second place to J.C. Williams for Jevon. And finally, First place to Marilou Burleson for Hayleys hat. The runner-ups for the Margaret H. Bevan Award for Novice Monochrome Prints are Louis Sapienza with 17 points, Marilou Burleson with 30 points, and the winner is Rich Stolarski with 42 points. Results for the unlimited monochrome prints is as follows. Honorable mention to Ron Pfeiffer for Pershing Square Crossing. Honorable mention to Mike Thomas with Overdose. Honorable mention to Ron Pfeiffer with Little Owl. Fourth place to Ron Pfeiffer for Lily Putin's Selfies by the Fountain. Third place to Mike Thomas for Female Wood Duck. Second place to Christine Milliker for Water Bounce. And first place to Fred Venecia for Surfside Pier. The runner-ups for the Margaret H. Bevan Award for Unlimited Monochrome Prints are Fred Venecia with 25 points, Mike Thomas with 30 points, and the winner is Ron Pfeiffer with 35 points. Results for the novice color prints is as follows. Honorable mention to Rich Stolarski with Landing on the Ice. Honorable mention to Marilou Burleson with Fall. Honorable mention to Rich Stolarski with Snake River Overlook. Fourth place to David Joyner with Bethesda Blue. Third place to J.C. Williams with Fishing for the Little Ones. Second place to Cheryl Kerr with Golden Dream. And first place to Richard Stolarski for Eilean Donan Castle. The runner-ups for the John R. Boykin Award for Novice Color Prints are Marilou Burleson with 22 points, David Joyner with 24 points, and the winner is Rich Stolarski with 33 points. Results for the unlimited color prints is as follows. Honorable mention to Ron Pfeiffer with Chicago by Night. Honorable mention to John Milliker Jr. with White Water Sunset. Honorable mention to Louis Sapienza with Waves. Fourth place to Cathy Hockel for Lotus. Third place to Cathy Hockel with Bon Appetit. Second place to Bob Weber with Fire and Feather. And first place to Chuck Gallegos with Fountain View. The runner-ups for the John R. Boykin Award for Unlimited Color Prints are Bob Weber with 20 points, Mike Thomas with 25 points, and the winner is Ron Pfeiffer with 34 points. Results for the novice digital photography is as follows. Honorable mention to Paul Wilcox with Texas. Honorable mention to J.C. Williams with Scratching the Itch. Honorable mention to Rich Stolarski with Sailboats. Fourth place to J.C. Williams for Water Drop Flower. Third place to Paul Wilcox for Serenade. Second place to J.C. Williams with the Blue Dasher. And first place to J.C. Williams with Pollinating Coneflower. The runner-ups for the Howard Penn Award for Novice Digital Photographs are Rich Stolarski with 19 points, Marilou Burleson with 23 points, and the winner is J.C. Williams with 51 points. Results for the unlimited digital photography is as follows. Honorable mention to Cheryl Kerr with Puddle View. Honorable mention to Cathy Hockel for the Organization. Honorable mention to Ron Pfeiffer for Fishing at Sunset. Fourth place to Chuck Gallegos for Golden Sands. Third place to Donna Flynn with the Point Stone Harbor. Second place to John Milliker Jr. with Launch. And first place to Ron Pfeiffer for Pelican Break. The runner-ups for the Howard Penn Award for Unlimited Digital Photographs are David Joyner with 18 points, Louis Sapienza with 19 points, and the winner is Ron Pfeiffer with 30 points.
As a special treat, please meet two of our three end-of-year judges, Cynthia Keith and Mary Brayman. They graciously offered to give comments on the first place winners in each of our categories, and then we'll be back to announce the photograph of the year. Cynthia and Mary, can you introduce yourselves, please?
Well, thank you. Well, I'm a Washington, D.C. native and have been into photography since I took a class in high school. So it has been a long-time passion. I've traveled all over the country for photographic purposes and thoroughly enjoy all types of photography. I'm a longtime member of the North Bethesda Camera Club and various groups associated with that. And it's my pleasure to be a judge. I'm an MPA in waiting official judge. I've taken all the classes and everything, but I'm not official yet. But I love to judge for various camera clubs in the Washington, D.C. area. And was really thrilled to be asked to be one of your year-end judges, and was excited to see all those excellent images. Every one of them that we looked at could have been the final winner.
Hi, this is Mary Brayman. I am the secretary for the Maryland Photography Alliance. I also am one of the directors of the Creative Exposure Baltimore, which is a local meetup camera group. I've been shooting photographs for probably about 20 years. I love the digital area. I love all the flexibility of it. I don't have a lot of history with film, but I'm very comfortable with digital photography and all of the tools it makes available. And I enjoy working with all the clubs. I'm also a judge for the Maryland Photography Association. I'm a certified judge, and I've been working with many of the clubs in the area to help with contests such as this one. So this event was fun, although it was virtual. I always like being with people much more than being on my computer, but I did enjoy looking at the entire range of photographs for this group.
Please welcome your club president, Chip Bulgin, again to introduce the candidates and the winner for Photograph of the Year.
The candidates for Photograph of the Year are Marilou Burleson's Hayleys hat.
And the characteristics about this image that made it stand out is the composition. Notice the diagonal going across her face, the light and the dark from the top to the bottom of the image. And notice the point of her hat in the upper left-hand corner, which really is a complement then to this diagonal. So you have triangles, diagonals going on all through this. You don't have to see all of her face or even both eyes or all of her nose, for example. The viewer, it gets that implication, and it's really the diagonals that set this apart.
Great portrait. Such an interesting use of shadow and light in this one. You have to love that this model's eye is gorgeous and the mouth is perfect, and the way the light and the shadow follow the line of the hat works so beautifully. It's just very striking because it's such a different approach to a portrait. She looks almost like a spy to me. There's something very exotic and mysterious about this photo because of the way the photographer used the light and these extremely dark shadows. They're very effective use of evoking emotion in a portrait.
Rich Stolarski's Eilean Donan Castle.
This photo, to me, is a beautiful landscape, and what makes this really work well are the layers. The castle is smack in the middle of the horizon, but because there's so many other layers, it really makes working with that rule of thirds or breaking the rule of thirds work really well, and especially because the reflection is there. It's a really nice reflection because it's got the foliage in the water. Again, we got complementary colors happening, the green and the blue. The castle's gorgeous. It's not one that I'm familiar with, so that made it very interesting, even though it's a very iconic kind of landscape. So I think this worked well on all levels. It was a little unusual. The colors are great. The sharpness is amazing. And it makes you feel like you want to be there.
This is a gorgeous color image. The colors are what make this stand out. The blues, the greens, the yellows, all of them very complementary. The hint of red in the roof on the castle. And then the craftsmanship, everything is sharp. The shadows you can see a little detail in, but it's not overly exposed there. But it's very much, it has a horizontal feel. And it's not just the horizon of the land or of the water, but you see the mountains in the far background. But then you have that cloud that goes across above the mountains and towards the castle that helps further this horizontal feel to the image, even though it's not a pano like we usually see of a stretched image, but it still has that horizontal, well-balanced feel.
J.C. Williams' Pollinating Coneflower.
And the characteristics that make this such a winner are primarily the craftsmanship. Notice the bee is tack sharp. The flower is sharp where it needs to be. The background is soft and then complementary hues to the color of the flower and the bee. And then the fuzziness, if you will, of the bee. We don't usually think of bees as nice and fuzzy creatures, but that brings a different look to this insect and gives it some warmth is probably the wrong word.
Very nice use of focus on this one. This is probably, I'm not sure, I don't think photo stacking was done here because it's not perfectly clear all the way through, but the bee is stunning. The light on the I don't know what you call that on a bee, it's not fur, but on the wings and that yellow section of the bee, The light is beautiful. The focus is just gorgeous, especially on the eye. It just makes you feel very interested in what's going on in this scene with the pollination and the flower. And again, color is so important. Using the pink and the orange and the green, lots of interesting colors going on to make this look so evocative of nature. But great sharpness was the stunning part of this photo.
Fred, Venecia, Surfside Pier.
I think this photo, it took me a minute. This is kind of an iconic scene of a bridge or a pier into the ocean. Nice sky. But what really makes this photo, two things for me make this photo, and that is that it's sharp as can be all the way out to the end of the pier. Really nice focus on that. And the reflection in the puddles in the sand. Without that reflection, this would be just an iconic photo, but catching that reflection really made the flow of this, the leading line of the pier and the flow of the water, it all came together because of the reflections. I think that was the strong point in this photo, and it made this really pleasant and enjoyable.
So as we look at this first one, it's a classic black and white with nice whites and blacks. Nothing is blocked up or burned out. And the composition, the leading line of the pier really takes the eye out to the clouds at the end and draws you into the scene. These are things that from a compositional standpoint, whether it's in black and white or color, are something that all of us aspire to in our photographs.
Chuck Gallegos, Fountain View.
This image stands out because of the color, obviously. The complementary between the reds, the oranges, the blues, and the purples of the fountain, the exposure, which blacks out the background and leaves you just with this color, but also creates the silhouettes of the people in the front. And if you zoom in on this or look at this closely, the people are separated, so you have space in between, you can make them out. They're all interested in this. You even see one holding up a camera or a cell phone. So the composition is excellent and tight. We don't have to see too much of the foreground, and yet we get the gorgeous spray of the fountain.
I think this is a stunning photo. The first glimpse I had of it, I was just, I think awed is a good word by a lot of the content of it. This is a moment, and it's a really beautiful moment. And what makes this so striking are the complementary colors that make you just feel so energetic, and the use of light with the water, the slow motion of the fountain, and the fact that the figures are not blurry. They're to my eye, they're really sharp. Which I think somebody must have paid these people a lot to stand very still. But this is a beautiful moment. There's great space between each of the figures in the photo, and I even like the spacing of the I guess they're like little pineapple things on the railing. Just a gorgeous moment. And for me, moment is often a big factor in a photo.
And Ron Pfeiffer's Pelican Break.
Probably the same kind of comments for this photo. I personally love this. I'm a bird fanatic. The sharpness on this bird, on the feathers, on the head, and around the eye, and then that shallow depth of field going into the background, just enough darkness to give it a little bit of framing at the top. I think the cropping that was used for this is really important because it makes you focus on the eye and how peaceful this bird is. He's at rest, he's calm. I love the choice of black and white because I doubt that color did anything to help this. This photo is all about this bird, his eye, and the fact that he's nestled his beak into his feathers to rest. And the light, of course, is really good. It's got some catchlight and reflection in the eye, but the focus is on the feathers on the head, which are so sharp. And it's just a very peaceful moment.
So as I said, each of these images have some special characteristic that really makes them stand out. You know, whether it's craftsmanship, composition, creativity, or communication of a certain mood. And I think this one fits into that last category, where we're communicating maybe solitude, the singleness of this bird. And what really, from a craftsmanship standpoint, draws you in is the light in the eye. As you can see, it's not just the pinpoint, but the light actually glowing, if you will. And the details in the feathers and the tight crop, which helps with that feeling of solitude or oneness.
And the winner is Chuck Gallegos with Fountain View. And now we will announce the Novice Photographer of the Year award. This award goes to the novice photographer who has accumulated the most points in our digital, monochrome, and color print contests. In third place with 67 points was J.C. Williams. In second place with 75 points is Marilou Burleson. And our winner for 2020 with 94 points is Rich Stolarski. And now we shall announce the winner of our Unlimited Photographer of the Year award. Similarly, this is the Unlimited Photographer who has accumulated the most points in our digital, monochrome, and color print competitions. In third place, with 57 points, was Cathy Hockel. In second place, with 67 points, is Mike Thomas. And our winner for the 2020 year, with 99 points, is Ron Pfeiffer.
As always, the club takes a lot of different people to run, and since we've been forced to go virtual, there have been a few people who have really stepped up to help me in providing the entertainment and continuing our schedule as normal as possible. Michelle Barkdoll has been instrumental in helping me with chat, image submissions, relaying questions during the streams, and of course her initial volunteer position as field trips coordinator. Michelle, thank you for your contributions this year in planning the field trips. Can you tell us which field trip was your favorite?
Field trip this year my favorite was actually the overnight trip in January. A bunch of us got together, spent 2.5 days together, was just wonderful, and basically nonstop photography along the way. We even did some shopping and dining out, so it was just a great time to be with everybody.
Were there any field trips that we canceled this year you were disappointed in?
I was actually canceled on two. There's actually two that I was disappointed with, which was the World 2 flyover and the BMI museum. We haven't been to BMI in a while, and was looking forward to doing some macro there. And then with the flyover, it's just the perfect time at the beginning of May when you can start getting out and enjoying the weather. So after the flyover, then you can walk around DC and just shoot everything possible.
BMI, Michelle, what is that?
BMI is actually the Baltimore Museum of Industry.
And what do they have?
They have lots of antiques and machinery, and then they have lots of things outside also, artwork things.
Great. Sounds like fun.
It is.
Now, my last question for you, if you continue field trips next year, do you have anything special planned for us that you're willing to talk about?
Well, I'm hoping to continue as field trip chair, and I do have some special things planned. And as of right now, they're still on, even though with COVID-19, we don't know, what the future holds moving forward. But I have 19th century baseball on the schedule. I have some odds and ends photo assignments that we can do as an extra if we can't get out and go anywhere. So hopefully, the things settle down and open up, and we can all get together and enjoy going out and photographing again soon.
Sounds like fun. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Mike Thomas has also been a major help to me while planning programs, opinions on technical decisions, help with image submissions, and he's put a ton of work into providing me the graphics and information to put our year-end results into a format suited for the stream. He's also been the one who has been so important in the visibility of our club. Mike, your work on the newsletters, website, and now Facebook with our larger reliance on it have been instrumental in the visibility of the club. Every month the newsletter is a treat to look at. Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit more about the work required to create such a wonderful online publication each month?
Well, the biggest challenge is getting the content from the club members. We all have busy lives and stuff, but I really like to showcase each club member's winning images in the newsletter, as well as the images they take when they're out at field trips and other events. I really want to create a repository, a history for the club that people can look back on and remember. I feel like we've lost so much of our early years that I want to make sure that we have kind of history going forward. As far as putting it together, I have a template at this point, and I tweak it every month, and I'm always working a month ahead of the contest. So I'm already working on the June newsletter at this point, and this is May. And so I just fill in the right sections and tweak them appropriately and try and make sure all the images look good.
Now, you've pretty much answered my other question, which is, as club members, what can we do to make it easier for the creation and content of the newsletter?
Oh, well, I'm always looking for content, not just the winning images. If someone wants to try and write a little tutorial, if someone went somewhere really interesting and they want to share that experience or let other club members know there's an opportunity, a photo opportunity coming up somewhere, just remember, I'm putting out the newsletter, a month in advance. And so, if it's May, we're looking for June events. If it's June, we're looking for July events. And so that content, I would love to include more content from club members. But this one's this is the newsletter, so it's a written content. We can do other kinds of content in partnership with you for videos or things like that.
Great. To everybody out there, make sure you help out with the history. I love how you talked about the history of the club. Make sure you help out with the history of the club. Make sure to help out your fellow members and make sure to get in anything informational to the newsletter. Thanks, Mike. Christine Milliker also deserves a shout out. She's the first opinion on many stream changes, additions, improvements, and has really worked with me on questions coming in the chat, checking audio levels, watching for issues before they become a major problem, and the dedication into turning her macro presentation into something as close to hands-on as possible, which has opened up a few new stream options to us. Christine, we're really sorry your presentation had to be canceled, but we've heard so many great comments about your stream, and so far it's been the highest viewed stream to date. Would you be interested in setting up another presentation and maybe a macro tabletop night next year when we're meeting in person again?
That would be wonderful. That was my original position and signing up to do the macro. So I think having a tabletop night doing it would be wonderful.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you for all your help. You're here in the house stuck with me, so you get to be number 2 on the virtual streams, and you've been really helpful in making sure that they run as smoothly as possible.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Louis Sapienza. And honestly, I don't think I could have gotten any of the contest streams up and working without Louis's help. Louis, thank you for volunteering to be the contest coordinator for the 2019-2020 season. You've done an exceptional job this year, and with your workload doubling for the virtual streams, you've really made it easy for me to present the contests in this new online format. Do you have any favorite themed contests this year that you've enjoyed more than others while sorting the entries?
Yes, I think that actually the most interesting one has been the theme of death. That brought out so many different images that it was really interesting.
Your Lightroom expertise has jumped leaps and bounds since the beginning of this year. For anyone that isn't so fluent in Lightroom, do you have any tips on how they can improve their skills?
Well, first, take ask some of the people in the club, because some of them are very good at Lightroom, but actually looking for tutorials on YouTube is very helpful also. And that's pretty much it, really. Just take advantage of the people in the club who are more knowledgeable, and maybe just do a little research on YouTube for Lightroom hints. There is a lot of information on YouTube concerning Lightroom and tips.
That's a great recommendation. Thank you, Lewis. Speaking of awards, thank you to Elaine Hambley for mailing out ribbons from contest nights. Also, a big thanks to our MPA rep, Ron Pfeiffer, and a ton of help from your other club officers, Cheryl Kerr, David Joyner, Jackie Colstock, Susan Weber, and Russ Sakari. Of course, our club president, Chip Bulgen, for all his help. And lastly, I want to thank everyone who posted suggestions, joined in on the chat, left kind comments in the streams, or sent them to me in personal emails. Thank you for allowing me to bring my vision, expertise, and sometimes lack of, to you virtually. It was important to me that the club was able to continue without missing any scheduled nights, and while it's been fun at times and frustrating at other times, it's been a great experience boost for my own streaming, and my greatest takeaway was learning a lot more about our members, and it's been an experience I will never forget. Next week, I get a break during our business meeting. Remember, Mike Thomas has graciously set up a test WebEx for tomorrow night from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. Please make sure you use this opportunity to test out your computer, microphone, and webcam to make sure you can join us for the business meeting. It's important to have you there so that you can help shape the club going into the future. On June 10th, we're back to our old streaming schedule with a photography workflow stream with plenty of time for questions and demonstrations. Don't miss it. And with that, I ask that you raise a glass to us, ourselves, each other, our hobby, and to a quick return to normalcy when we can enjoy each other's company again. Never forget your friends among us that you grew closer with while we were all stuck inside together, connecting during a little photography stream on Wednesday nights. Thank you all for being here, helping and cheering each other on in the chat window, helping and encouraging me during the last 11 live streams. Let's cherish the time we had. Look forward to when we can meet again. And if I don't get out of the house soon, I'm going to go crazy. Cheers.